Well, hello, welcome back, my Royal Rogues. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas, and I'm the Royal Rogue. And right now we have something found by Royal Instablog on Instagram. A case of borrowing, stealing. I don't know how to call that, but it really sounds like a ripoff. Like Harry ripping off part of William's speech about Scotland 1 year ago. We're gonna listen to both clips and I'm gonna outline the similarities too. But let's see, what do you think about this? Let's start listening to William's clip that is 30 seconds, just 30 seconds long.
And in the dark days of grief that followed, I found comfort and solace in the Scottish outdoors. As a result, the connection I feel to Scotland will forever run deep. And yet alongside this painful memory is one of great joy, because it was here in Scotland, 20 years ago this year, that I first met Catherine. Needless to say, the town where you meet your future wife holds a very special place in your heart.
Okay, now we're gonna listen to his part of the speech. You know that this speech has sparked some controversy, especially how tone deaf he was. It's not like he sounded tone deaf. He was tone deaf with all this struggle that he was mentioned. But let's listen to Has to say what does he has to say about Africa.
Since I first visited Africa at 13 years old, I've always found hope on the continent. In fact, for most of my life, it has been my lifeline, a place where I've found peace and healing time and time again. It's where I felt closest to my mother and sought solace after she died, and where I knew I had found a soulmate in my wife. And it's where so much of my work is why my work is based there.
Well, we got this points of like contact or similarities that I visited this place when I was a child. It have a very fond memories of it. I have a special connection with it. I found solace, and he used the same word, okay, the exact same word without awareness that he must be aware. Who do you think? I would like to know. I would like to read in the comments. Who do you think wrote Harry's speech? That will be an interesting question because I don't think he wrote it himself, inserting those jokes. You know, the jokes about the Mandela's shirts and stuff that he just couldn't land because Harry has zero charisma. That is a big problem with Harry. He has zero charisma and he pretends to joke during a very public speech. I don't think he wrote that himself. Who do you think wrote that speech? You think that was specialist, consultant, or it was Megan? If it was Megan, well, I will not be. There will be no doubts that she just ripped off because that's what Megan does all the time, and yeah, Harry does it too. The problem is that we are used to hear over and over again that Harry, well, he doesn't have the ability maybe to do that sort of things by himself. And by the way, he mentions at the end,
and it's where so much of my work is why my work.
So much of my work is based on. What is your work, Harry? What do you work on? What is that so much of your work? Just in case, let's listen to both clips back to back.
And in the dark days of grief that followed, I found comfort and solace in the Scottish outdoors. As a result, the connection I feel to Scotland will forever run deep. And yet alongside this painful memory is one of great joy, because it was here in Scotland, 20 years ago this year, that I first met Catherine. Needless to say, the town where you meet your future wife holds a very special place in your heart.
Since I first visited Africa at 13 years old, I've always found hope on the continent. In fact, for most of my life, it has been my lifeline, a place where I've found peace and healing time and time again. It's where I felt closest to my mother and sought solace after she died, and where I knew I had found a soulmate in my wife. And it's where so much of my work is why my work is based there.
Yeah, I understand that you want to make a point about your emotional connection to Africa, but it's baffling how it's almost lifted. It's the same 30 seconds. Just to be clear, when William begins to say, and the dark days of grief that followed, he mentions, he's referring to Diana's passing. That is what he's talking about. So it's basically the same 30 seconds, the exact same 30 seconds in terms of emotional content, the connection they have to what they're talking about. I would like to, give Harry the benefit of the doubt. But so many times Meghan has copied people, like being a copycat, just to have this transformation every time that she needs to transform into the next Meghan. She just copies. There's a saying, it was Picasso that said that good artists copy and great artists steal. Well, I think that that means that the Harkles are great artists. I mean, like con artists maybe, because they keep borrowing. Let's use that word, borrowing, when not notifying the people that they are borrowing from. So this kind of coincidences, especially when you are focusing on just 30 seconds. Just 30 seconds. It's not like you are mentioning in other parts of your speech, or are at least spreading them over other parts of your speech, but it's so focused that there's no way that you would not be aware that this happened, that William's speech happened last year, just a bit more than 12 months ago, 14 months ago. So these are the kind of things. Maybe let's give Harry the benefit of the doubt. Let's give him a pass right now. But what happens? That so many times they lie. They like visiting Oprah, and Oprah was not at home, and make it seem like they were knocking on Oprah's home, on Oprah's gate, and that was a lie. So many things that they do that is just a copy of an original, of a lie, of something that is mysterious. That's what we get. That's what we feel of their actions. Sadly, it's something that they keep doing, and you pretend to people to believe you, to treat you as legit. We cannot. My Royal Rogues, I hope you enjoyed this comparison, and I'll see you in the next video. Remember, much love and bliss. Love you all. Take care.